Let me show you how to roast a perfect turkey for your Thanksgiving or Christmas feast and why Pinot Noir is the perfect wine to pair with it. What's up everybody, Chef Glenn B and I'm back in the kitchen, and today I'm working on a whole roasted turkey. It's getting to be that time of year again where we'll be eating plenty of turkey. We need to find the perfect wine to pair with it. Let's get right into it. I got all of these ingredients here for brine. Got my water going. Let's get this brine going first. So for my brine, I've got 2 gallons of water here, and I've got some brown sugar, salt, black peppercorns, bay leaves. I've got some fresh thyme and rosemary. I've got some whole heads of garlic here. I'm gonna just cut these in half. They're falling apart, but that's okay. Just throw the whole things in there. So what I want to do is I want to bring this to a boil. I don't want to do any crazy amount of boiling. I just want to boil it until the sugar and the salt dissolves completely. And then I'm going to turn it off and I'm going to cool it. All right, so I got a boil on my brine. I can be assured that my sugar and salt has melted. I'm gonna turn the heat off, and I wanna get this brine completely cooled down. So if you can stick this in your refrigerator, or if you've got a cooler that you can plunge this down into some ice to really get it cold, you wanna get this really cold. I mean, you want to, like I said, it's got to be chilled completely before you stick your turkey in it. So I'm going to take mine. I've got a cooler. I've made a bed of ice in a cooler, and I'm going to stick this down in the cooler and get it cold really fast. All right, I got my brine chilled. It's actually really nice and cold. Got this container here. This is the container I'm going to brine my turkey in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit this turkey in the container first, because I want to make sure that I don't overflow the brine. Fits perfectly. And I'm going to go ahead and pour my brine. So just like I thought, there would be a little bit more liquid. So I'm gonna get all of the solids out of here, my herbs and garlic and all of that. Transfer into the container with the turkey in it. I'm gonna brine my turkey for 2 days. I'm gonna flip it halfway through the brining process. And when I'm done brining, I'm gonna take it out, I'm gonna rinse it, dry it down, and I'm gonna put it on a rack in a roasting pan and stick it in the refrigerator uncovered for 1 day before I actually roast it. My turkey has been brining for 48 hours. I need to get it out of this brine, get it rinsed and dried. I'm gonna sit it in this roasting rack and place it in the refrigerator and allow it to sit in the refrigerator uncovered for 24 hours. All right, so I've got my turkey rinsed. I'm ready to dry it really well. It's gonna go in the refrigerator uncovered and it's gonna dry out overnight, but I wanna give it a head start on getting it dry. Drying the skin is gonna help me to have a crispy skin, crispy exterior. So when it comes to buying your turkeys, you wanna be careful what you're buying. I grew up believing that, there were certain turkeys that we purchased, these well-known name brand turkeys that people buy. I'm not gonna call any names, but I think you can all kind of guess which way I'm going with that. But some of the bigger name, more well-known turkeys, if you look at the label, you'll be surprised. What you want to do is you want to find a turkey that's natural. Turkey that doesn't have any sodium injected into it or hadn't been soaked in anything. And if you read your labels really closely, you'll find that most turkeys have some sort of a solution. They're injected with something or they're soaked in something. Or so what you want to do is you want to find an all natural turkey. All natural, organic if you can. Because if you're gonna brine a turkey, you don't want to brine a turkey that's already got some salt in it. That's not a good thing. You want to start with a fresh palate, fresh canvas. All right, so my turkey has been drying overnight in the refrigerator. Got it pulled out. I've got my oven preheated to 325 degrees. I need to put together my rubbing butter. I've got some really soft butter here. I've got a pound of butter that I've had sitting out. It's extremely soft. And I've got my food processor. I'm gonna place the butter in the food processor. Got some sea salt, fresh thyme, fresh sage, a little bit of Worcestershire sauce, and I've got a lemon. I'm going to get the zest from this lemon, and I'm going to get the juice out of it. And I'm gonna process this until it's mixed well. All right, so I'm gonna transfer this butter to this bowl, but what I wanna do is I'm gonna take about a quarter of this butter and I'm gonna stick it into this Pyrex measuring cup here, and it'll make sense in a minute. So as I said, I'm gonna reserve about a quarter of that. So the butter that I have in this Pyrex dish, or Pyrex measuring cup, I'm gonna stick in the microwave for just enough time to just melt it. I don't want this hot. I just want it melted a lot softer than it is. So it's not hot, it's just a little warm. I'm gonna let it sit here and cool as I continue to get the turkey ready. All right, so what I wanna do next is I wanna get this butter rubbed on the inside of this turkey and under the skin. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna separate the skin that's on the breast from the breast. Go underneath and separate that skin. All right, so the butter, as I said, I'm gonna rub the cavity of the turkey. Make sure I get it all over everywhere. Turkey's already seasoned because we brined it for 48 hours. So underneath the skin with the butter. all down the side of the breast. Massage that in there. And I'm gonna just take the rest of this butter and I'm gonna slather it. Rub it. Separate the skin here. Some butter in that little pocket there as well. So I've got my turkey buttered up. I need to get it trussed. I've got some butcher's twine here. All right, I've got my roasting pan here, and I've got my mirepoix. I've got celery, onions, and carrots. And I'm gonna place this to the bottom of my roasting pan. Also got some thyme sprigs. I've got some garlic that I left in the skins and I just smashed them. Got some sage leaves. And I've got some chicken stock. Turkey goes in. Now, yet even more butter, the butter that I reserved, I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna rub the outside of the turkey. All right, so as I mentioned, I've got my oven set to 325 degrees. This turkey is gonna roast for about 3 hours and 15 minutes. Basically, you're gonna roast your turkey 14 minutes per pound. So about 3 hours and 15 minutes for this one. This turkey is just a little over 13 and a half pounds. What I'm gonna also do is 2/3 of the way, about 2 hours or so, I'm gonna cover the breast of this with aluminum foil because I don't want the breast to brown too much. I don't want it to over brown. So I wanna protect the breast at about 2/3 of the way through. So into the oven, 14 minutes per pound, and when we're done, we're gonna make a gravy to go with it as well. The turkey's almost done. Let's talk about the wine I've chosen to pair with the turkey. More so in this than other videos that I've done, it's about the varietal and not about the label. So I've chosen Pinot Noir. Pinot Noir pairs perfectly with your Thanksgiving or Christmas feast because of the fact that it's so versatile. It's got ample acidity, it's fruit forward, and it's versatile enough to pair with most of your side dishes. You want to have a white wine and a sparkling wine on hand to have some versatility, and also for those that don't necessarily like red wine, but it's very versatile. So I've got a couple of examples of Pinot Noir here. I got some Oregon Pinot Noirs. I've got the Beaufort, I've got Sunu, I've got California Pinot Noirs. These are Sonoma Coast Pinot Noirs. I've got Williams Celium and I've got Occidental. Now the difference between the California and the Oregon Pinot Noirs mainly is the climate. Climate is gonna change everything. So in Oregon, they have 4 seasons. In California, it's sunshine all the time. So over here with this one, the Oregon Pinot Noirs are normally a little lighter in color, a little lighter in hue, whereas the California Pinot Noirs are gonna be darker. The Oregon Pinot Noirs are gonna have flavors of cranberry, cherry, that type of thing. California Pinot Noirs are gonna have flavors of dark fruit. Because of the fact that the climate is different, the Oregon Pinot Noirs are gonna be lighter in alcohol content. California Pinot Noirs are gonna tend to have a little bit more alcohol content. I'm drinking right now a 2021 Kutch Pinot Noir. This is a Sonoma Coast Pinot Noir. And I'm gonna pair this with the turkey that I'm cooking today. And again, it's not about the specific pairing. Again, I've got all of these bottles of wine up here. You can go any way you wanna go with the Pinot Noir and it's probably gonna be a good pairing. All right, so my turkey's done. I need to get it on the cutting board. It needs to rest for 30 minutes. I'm gonna get it on the cutting board and tint it. I need to get my drippings into this grease separator that I have here. So I'm gonna allow this to cool just a little bit so that the grease can form on the top. I'm gonna take those drippings, the fat drippings, and I'm gonna use that to add to my flour to start a roux to make my gravy. And then I'll use the actual drippings that were separated from the fat. That's my broth. All right, I'm ready to make some gravy. I've got my drippings here and the fat has separated. I need about 3 tablespoons or so of this fat. I've got some flour. I'm going to add my flour. And just like you would do any other roux with butter or oil and flour, I'm going to make a roux here. And I want to cook it a couple of minutes so that I can cook the starchiness out of it. Low heat. So I'm going to take this and I want to get my stock that's below the fat from this. So this little thing is kind of cool. I can just hit the button and it'll drop out of the bottom. So this is a really simple gravy, not a giblet gravy. Super simple, quick gravy. So my roux, I think we're good to go. Got the starchiness out of that. I'm gonna add my stock. I'm gonna add my stock and whisk. All right, so I'm gonna season my gravy. A little salt. Fresh cracked black pepper. And give it a taste. Perfect. Wow. So tender, so juicy. Delicious. Let's see if it pairs. Just like I told you, Pinot Noir pairs from one range to the other with turkey. This is an easy pairing, and it's friendly with your sides as well. But I gotta double check. Really earthy, brings out an earthiness in the wine, and it enhances the flavor of the turkey. It's absolutely a perfect pairing. I'm Chef Glenn V, and as always, eat well.